While many national media are focused on Iowa, the next place many of the 2020 Democratic candidates are focused is going to be South Carolina. This Saturday, the Black Economic Alliance will hold its first forum for the 2020 contenders, and they will be talking about advanced work, wages, and wealth within the Black community. Here to expand on this is Acuna Cook. She's the executive director of the Black Economic Alliance. I want to thank you for being here, Acuna.
Thank you, Jamal. It's great to be here.
So tell us about the Black Economic Alliance.
The Black Economic Alliance was started a little over a year ago when a group of Black executives and other civic leaders got together and decided that it was time to hold the political system accountable to the needs of the Black community, especially around economics. And so they focused on raising money in the midterms, which is when we launched supporting candidates for office, and now we have pivoted to focus on policy development.
So how'd that go in the midterms? How'd you do?
We did well. We helped elect 9.
It was a good year for Democrats.
It was a great
large,
year.
right?
It was a great year. We did endorsed 26 candidates for House, Senate, and gubernatorial positions. We helped elect 9 new members of the House, including 5 new members of the largest congressional Black caucus in history. And we helped a lot of down-ballot candidates as well, because our strategy focused on turning out Black voters, and that helped everyone up and down a ticket.
And how are you focused? You're focused on Democrats solely, or theoretically?
No. So we are actually nonpartisan.
A Republican?
We did not endorse Republicans last cycle, but we hope that we will be able to do that in the future. Okay. We would love to have a conversation with Republicans and have them on board, because these are not really Democratic or Republican issues. These are American issues, and we would love to see a robust conversation happening in a bipartisan fashion.
So what was the impetus for founding this by the folks who did it? I mean, there's some of the big names in American business that are on either on the board or the advisory board, or people who've been involved in setting this up.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Who are some of those people?
So Dr. Tony Coles and Charles Phillips. Tony Coles is the CEO of Humanity Therapeutics, and Charles Phillips runs the 3rd largest software company, Infor. So they are the co-chairs of the Black Economic Alliance, but we have a lot of other individuals that have been involved in either on the board. Ed Lewis, former founder of Essence Magazine, for example, Maddie Lawson, who's a noted philanthropist, and others. And the real impetus was, a lot of these individuals had been giving to politics and writing checks and feeling that there really wasn't any action. The candidates really were, they would come, they would, have conversations while they were running, but then they would get elected and there was no accountability. And so the Black Economic Alliance was formed to ensure that there would be concerted effort focused on holding these candidates and then elected officials accountable to this agenda. Okay,
and you guys just released some new data that we want to take a look at real quick. We've got some art here we want to show you. The forum comes in the heels of the Alliance's new poll measuring enthusiasm for specific candidates among Black voters. Former Vice President Joe Biden leads the field. They did a survey of candidates here, and former Vice President Joe Biden leads the field with 76% enthusiasm. Senator Sanders comes in next with 64%, followed by Senators Harris and Cory Booker at 53% and 43% respectively. This poll also asked voters which issues are the most important to them. The top 3 results came in at a 3-way tie between affordable health care, college affordability, and creating more jobs with more benefits. So should we expect on Saturday, when you have your forum, that you're going to address some of the big issues that came up in your survey?
Absolutely. That's the reason why we're having this forum and why we did the survey and the study beforehand. We want to make sure that these candidates are offering specific, concrete plans about how they're going to address these kitchen table issues that are at the top of the minds of Black communities. And so we're really excited. We know that candidates have already started to put out plans and ideas in anticipation of the forum. And so from that point of view.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Which candidates?
So we just saw yesterday that Pete Buttigieg put out a statement ahead of the forum talking about his plans, and so we already know that Elizabeth Warren has spoken to a lot of this, Cory Booker, as well as Beto O'Rourke, and so we're really looking forward to getting into the specifics.
So who's coming? The list you just named?
Yes. So those four.
Okay. So we got Buttigieg.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
O'Rourke.
Yes.
And who am I missing?
Cory Booker.
And Cory Booker.
Yes.
Okay. So we got a couple big names that are missing from that list. Who's not coming? Well, actually, 2,500
yes,
people
exactly.
are not coming. Apparently. But I noticed that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, the former vice president, are not on that list.
Right. They will not be coming.
Have they talked at all to you guys about why that's the case? Why they're not coming?
Well, I will leave it to the campaigns to say why they're not coming, but we definitely want to have a dialogue with Senator Biden, Senator Harris, and Senator Sanders, who was also invited but isn't coming with us. Ultimately, we believe that these are going to be the issues that decide this election, because these are the voters that are going to decide this election. Whether or not we come out is going to determine who sits in the White House.
So those are of the candidates that seem to keep coming in the top 4 or 5. Those are a couple of the big ones. Do you think that not having Vice President Biden or Senator Sanders there says something about how they value the African American community?
I wouldn't, even start to try to think through what their coming or not coming means, but I do know that it will be important for whoever is looking to become the Democratic nominee to speak to these issues, and frankly, whoever is looking to become president of the United States needs to really speak to these issues.
Okay, how can people see the forum?
So it will be televised on Black Entertainment Television, BET, on Sunday, June 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, and can they watch it at all beforehand online or anything, or they just got to wait for the BET air?
Yeah, so BET is our exclusive media partner. They will air it, and then afterwards it will be available for streaming online.
Who's asking the questions?
Soledad O'Brien.
Okay.
Yes.
We love Soledad.
Yeah, she's
fantastic.
Soledad.
She's great.
Fantastic.
She does, obviously Soledad did all the kind of Black in America, Latino in America questions. Speaking of which, do you talk at all to any of the other folks in kind of the multicultural community, Latino groups, Asian American, Pacific Islander groups? Is anybody else working on something similar than you are?
Well, I would say a couple things. One, we are solely focused on the Black community. However, we recognize that these issues are really cross-cutting, and so it's important for us to have alliances, especially with the Latino community, Asian community. And so we have not formally worked with any of those communities other than, talking and collaborating on which issues might matter to voters in both of our communities.
Well, this is one of the big first events that focuses on a significant community in the Democratic Party primary. I hope other people confirm before the end of the week. So it'd be great for the voters to be able to hear from them before Saturday. You got chairs ready in case somebody calls you? I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys work that out. But I hope people do get a chance to come and watch it, and I hope other communities pay attention, because the Democratic primary is such a multicultural experience for the country, and this is important. I'm glad you're doing it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with a little more Rising right after this.